On Tuesday, history was made as now former Governor Gina Raimondo was confirmed as our nation's 40th Secretary of Commerce. After serving our state for the past 6 years as governor and the previous 4 as treasurer, she's leaving to join up with other political superstars and take her talents to the South Lawn. Leading up to her confirmation, folks were feeling some type of way about her accepting the nomination for this role on a local and national level. She even caught the attention of America's ethics laureate. Not for nothing, but he cut his vacation short to be at the confirmation hearing. The honor of that man. Really. After the news broke that Gina would be accepting President Biden's nomination, calls for her resignation began to come in from all corners of the Ocean State. But she was just following a piece of advice that's as old as time. Don't quit your job before you've secured a new one. Okay, but in their defense, Rhode Island did need a little more direction than what we've received since mid-January. To some, it might have felt like she got senioritis and had a 5-week-long senior skip day. But in reality, she was parked at home studying for her AP Gov exam. And by AP Gov exam, I mean the job that comes with a nearly $8 billion budget and the 10th spot in line to the presidency. But we as Rhode Islanders have been so preoccupied with our daydreams and love of what it'll be like when we have a governor that holds his press conferences at cellos that we missed one crucial thing. We forgot to celebrate how big a deal this is for Gina and for Rhode Island. So allow me to walk you through why this is worth celebrating. For Gina, it means she's going to be the United States Secretary of Commerce. And for Rhode Island, well, that means we have actual proof for the people down in DC that women do exist here. You see, this is the first time since 1994 that a woman from our state has served in one of the 3 branches of government in our nation's capital, or as a White House official. After Rhode Island's Dee Dee Myers became our nation's first female White House press secretary, they just had to take a quick 27-year breather and scratch that homogeneity itch by cleansing their palates with a handful of cis white guys. And they even get 10 extra white guy points for having a Kennedy in there. But let's go back to Rhode Island and see what Gina has done in her time here. In 2019, Governor Raimondo signed a bill codifying abortion rights and protecting Rhode Island women from anti-choice legislation at the federal level. Anti-choice legislation which is often created under the guise of religious teachings. But you're a Catholic governor of Rhode Island, how could you? They would say. I think. Yeah, she was the Catholic governor of the state of Rhode Island, the birthplace of religious freedom and the separation of church and state. But it was moves like that got her portrait taken down at the Catholic high school she attended. It's okay though, the folks down on Capitol Hill, they found it and hung it right back up. And let's not forget, at the beginning of her tenure as governor in 2015, she started the annual Governor for a Day essay contest, which gave girls from 5th to 8th grade the opportunity to imagine themselves as governor. Which brings me to my next point. Gina's accomplishments as the first female governor of Rhode Island aren't just the bills she signed, but the impact of showing women and girls across the state that men are not the gatekeepers of that position. Sure, the odds might be 1 for 76 right now, but as a famous Rhode Islander once said, so you're saying there's a chance? And in the spirit of our newest Secretary of Commerce breaking through one glass ceiling already, why not break through 2? It's already impressive enough that she's the first woman from Rhode Island to serve in a president's cabinet, but consider this. Gina is only the 2nd Rhode Islander ever to become a cabinet member. Like, ever. So, this morning I took my Adderall and I counted how many cabinet executives there have been among the active departments since 1789, and I counted 567. Y'all, 2 out of 567? Damn. And Big G is one of them? You go, girl. So that brings me to my next point. She has showed us that she doesn't just walk through the door of opportunity and let it slam shut behind her. She holds it open for those, even if they're about 100 yards away and have to do that weird run-walk situation. She knows the power that she wields and understands the importance of women helping women. I mean, she said it best herself. When I was first asked by the president to serve as Commerce Secretary, I was a little unsure and a little nervous. But it was the women in my life, my mother, my sister, and even my teenage daughter, who gave me the push that I needed. Listen, throughout her 6 years at the helm, Governor Raimondo made some pretty monumental moves. Like, she appointed and confirmed the first person of color to the state Supreme Court, Justice Melissa Long. She appointed Justices Long and then Aaron Lynch Prada in December 2020, which then made the Rhode Island State Supreme Court majority female for the first time in our state's history. In the Superior Court, she then appointed Linda Rakes Sloan, making her the first Asian American justice at that level. Then, She appointed the first Latina to the Rhode Island Family Court, Judge Elizabeth Ortiz. And then lastly, Governor Raimondo made history with her appointments to a number of important state government leadership positions. Let's go. Including the first Black woman as Secretary of Health and Human Services, the first Black woman as Director of Department of Health, the first Black man as Director of Veteran Affairs, the first Latina as Education Commissioner, the first openly gay Director of Administration, and the first female colonel of the Rhode Island State Police. Wow, that's a lot. Now, take a hot sec. If you don't think that representation in your state government is important, consider this. In the past decade, Rhode Island has had 3 women in 4 different statewide offices. Gina as Treasurer and Governor, Nellie Gorbea as Secretary of State, and Elizabeth Roberts as Lieutenant Governor. And in that time, the number of women in our state Senate has nearly doubled, and the number of women in our state House of Representatives has grown by over 1/3. I really haven't seen that type of growth since I left my Iggy's clam cakes in the back of my fridge for the entire summer. That was gross. Really gross. But we have more women in our General Assembly now. Whoop-de-doo. Who gives a flying fart? I'm glad you asked. You should. Research data, yes, research data, which has been, and always will be in vogue, tells us that female legislators are more effective lawmakers than their male counterparts because of their cooperation and consensus building skills. Huge shock. I know. When it comes to bills, Stanford University and the University of Chicago found that United States congresswomen sponsored, on average, 17% more of them during a session and were able to gather 25 more co-sponsors than their male colleagues. Men, this is the reason women go to the bathroom in groups. While y'all dudes are worried about sharing the same zip code as the guy using the same set of urinals as you, us women are having at least 4 sidebar conversations over the stalls and sharing need-to-know information. And an extra tampon because the 4th of the month came around sooner than expected. Again. Whew. So, while she might not be everybody's Gene-age dream, we're all in a research-backed better spot having a Gina as opposed to a Gino. But above that, this is an exciting time for Rhode Island. We have one of our own representing us in one of America's highest offices. We fully believe that during her time as Secretary of Commerce, former Governor Gina Raimondo will make us proud and prove to the nation what us Rhode Islanders have always known. We are not a part of New York.